What's up, everyone? Thank you guys for tapping in for the very first episode of MJJA Academia, the podcast. This is my co-host, DJ.
How you doing?
And I'm JaySin Matlock. So here we go. Let's do this. DJ, here we are. Thanks for joining me on this, man. I appreciate it.
Hey, man. Thanks for having me. This is actually a goal of mine to be in a podcast one day. So you're helping me out.
Oh, shit. And it all works out. Let's start off, because we were talking a little bit before all this started. You're telling me you grew up in Texas, but I don't know a lot about you. I only know, what we know in the gym. For everyone out there, we're teammates. We train at A-Side Jiu Jitsu in North Hollywood. Yes, A-Side. I can't, my fingers are all messed up. Professor gonna kick my ass for that one.
Nah, it's his fault.
So we train at A-Side together. Your DJ's a purple belt.
Yes.
And how long you been a purple belt?
I got my purple belt last October, actually. Okay. So about a year now.
So 365. Okay, purple belt 365. I'm a 2-stripe blue belt. I've been there since July of last year. So I've been 2 stripes for a little over a year now, going on a year and a half.
We need to bump that. You don't roll like it.
Man, I think my journey's been, a little bit of my journey has just been all over the place. So it's been, once I get into school long enough and then someone thinks I'm worthy, I guess I'll get it. That's how I feel.
Nah, man. Hey, you caught me in a loop choke a couple weeks ago. And I know you remember that shit. We made eye contact.
I do. Because for a second I was like, did I get him? Did he, I didn't know if he went out or not. And I was like, I just need to let this go. I just need to stop. Because I didn't know.
No, I tapped.
I didn't feel it. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
You got me, because I was trying to pressure pass you, and I didn't realize your hand was about to drop over. And as soon as it did, I was like, damn, you fucking got it.
I was confused. I was like, did I get him? Did I not get him? And then I was like, I remember you said we made eye contact. I was like, you know what? I'm just going... Yeah. It is what it is, because it's not about me trying to submit you. It's about me trying to get better. And
yeah. I just recognize some good shit when I see it.
Well, I appreciate it, man. All right, so you grew up in Texas, right? What part of Texas?
So
too personal.
It's on the border of Texas and New Mexico. It's called Las Cruces. It's more into the New Mexico side.
Okay.
But yeah, I grew up there, born and raised until I was 18, left for college.
Okay.
Came back for a little bit, and then I was off to California, and that's when.
And you played ball in college, right?
I played football in college. I grew up playing basketball.
What position football?
Defensive end, outside linebacker. Anywhere they needed me in that front box.
Okay.
Yeah.
You was that big boy, just rocking boys.
Yeah, man. The crazy thing is, bro, looking back on it, I didn't realize how big I was, or that it was different until recently.
What do you mean different? How?
I get self-conscious looking at when we take team pictures.
Oh,
because everyone looks like normal sized people, and I look like what
I feel that, man. I've had a really big weight loss journey, and I've had body dysmorphia my whole life, so I get all that.
Yeah, bro. Honestly, man, I've been on my shit because you've been kind of...
Don't put that on me, man. You've been on your shit for you, bro.
Well, seeing your transformation, bro, everyone told me you lost weight.
Yeah.
But when you showed me the picture...
Yeah,
man.
It was rough, man, and it really came down to, I'll be honest with you, at the time I was living in the backseat of my car, just homeless as fuck, and it was just I'm over shape, and RIP Pops, but I was like, yo, you are literally going the same exact direction as your father, just being homeless, overweight, and you're not even 30, bro. You got to do something. Do you really want to be dealing with that when you're 50, 60? And so I was like, nah. So I was like, well, we'll just do a little bit. So I just started a little bit, and a little bit turned into whatever the fuck this is now, Bro,
look, so I knew you were mentally tough just by how we rolled together.
Okay.
But the more I learn about you, that's crazy, bro. Because I didn't know you were losing, because it's more expensive to eat healthy and to track your macros than it is. So you're while you start this journey, you're living in like you're in the most uncomfortable position possible. And then on top of that, you think, you know what? Well, I'm already uncomfortable. Let me be more uncomfortable and change my lifestyle. That's crazy.
Man, honestly, you don't give me flowers for that, because I'll be honest with you, it was a lot easier to get up at 5 a.m. and go to the gym with a group of people that I like ended up meeting. Because I met a group that worked out all the time at 5 a.m. So when I met them, it was just a lot easier to just go to the gym instead of sitting in the car. I'm an early riser and just being like, because like when you live in your car, what you don't understand is like, you kind of want to be up before the sun's up because you don't really want anybody to like see you type deal. At least that was how it was for me. So it was like, okay, I got to get up like 5, 6, get to the gym, work out. It was more of like, I just had to get the fuck up out of there. If that makes sense.
I get that. I'd be cramped as shit.
Yeah. Man, it's funny, man. I am sweating. Like, I don't know if you see this. I sweat so much. Like, everyone thinks my sweat is, hey, if anyone thinks my sweat is a joke, y'all can see right now, I'm just sitting here sweating.
As someone who rolls with him, there's a literal lake in the middle of wherever he's working out, bro.
There's nothing I can do about it. I feel so bad. I try so hard, man.
Hey, don't feel bad, bro.
Okay, so let's dive in and talk about what got you into jiu-jitsu.
I had a bad experience towards the end of college. I felt like my coach gave up on me, and he told my mom that I gave up on him. Okay. So not only was I leaving college, I was coming home to an uncomfortable situation. My family thought I quit. That wasn't the case.
Okay.
And one day I was just chilling with my brothers who also trained, but we had never trained before. My brother started dating this girl who he's getting married to next month.
Okay, shout out, bro.
Yeah. And she was just like, she was looking at me and she's like, no disrespect, I don't mean anything weird, but have you ever tried jiu-jitsu? And I was like, what the fuck is that? And she's like, what Anderson Silva does. She lied to me. She lied to me for sure. But yeah, I got in the gym and I got beat up and down the gym the first day, and I loved it because I was so used to football just being able to have my way or at least do good. Basketball, same thing. Jiu-jitsu, nah, man. It didn't matter how big I was.
Yeah,
and I fell in love with it, and it sounds weird but like. Just giving me something to fight and climb out of and get like to better myself with and like kind of correct my mindset. That's what brought me to jiu-jitsu.
What year was this? Wait, what do you think?
I say like 2015, 2016 maybe.
Okay. So that's about the same time I started my weight loss journey.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Oops. Sorry, guys. Hey, it's just gonna happen, you know. It's human nature. Yeah, like it was about times my journey started at weight loss. I feel like for me with jiu-jitsu, 2020 did it. It was like 2020. That's what it was. It was like everything in society. I was really like, will I be ready if shit hit the fan? Like what if worst case scenario, I had to protect myself in hand-to-hand combat because the power went out, there was no food, I had to protect, my girl or family or whatever. Would I be prepared in that? And the answer was no.
Okay. This is when people were rioting over toilet paper, huh?
Yeah. Oh yeah. It was just, I don't even know what to call what happened, not to get too political, because I feel like some of it was real, some of it was orchestrated. I feel like chaos assumed. You know what I mean? That's the best way to put it.
Yeah.
So without taking sides or pointing fingers, society to me felt like it was going to crumble. And it felt like that no matter what, I wanted to be prepared. I'll go ahead.
My bad.
No, it's all good. There's not much we could really do about the water sound. So it is what it is. I can burn my ass off. No, yeah, I just felt like if society fell, I wanted to be prepared. And so I had a couple of friends come over to the house, and we sparred, we boxed, do some gloves. You know how it is. Yeah. Boys, like, let's throw some gloves on. One of my friends straight would have got me 100%. He's stronger than me, and like and he's also a wrestler too. And I knew 100% that in that moment of going against him that I was only going to be relying on my raw strength, and I didn't think it would beat him, if that made sense. If it was like life or death, and then so I had to take this thought process of go, well, I got to get better. Yeah. So I started martial arts. So I started boxing, I started jiu-jitsu, I started Muay Thai, and everything kind of started.
Ooh, you're dangerous.
No, I'm not. I'm very... I had a couple of private lessons. I feel like the only reason why I'm good at anything is because I can recognize patterns and memorize them. And that's all martial arts is. It's just high-level pattern recognition in the moment, split-second decisions, and you learn it so well that you don't even react to it. Your body reacts to it, and then you just finish up the special sauce. That's how I feel it is.
Yeah. So. Yeah. I've always kind of like, it's like doing a Rubik's Cube underwater. Like no matter how you float, you can still finish it. It's just a little different.
Exactly. Yep. So do you do any other martial arts?
I've dabbled in Muay Thai. I've dabbled with a little bit of MMA, but I can't say that I've like buckled down and done any boxing or buckled down and like exclusively done any Muay Thai or anything like that.
Got me. I wouldn't suggest it. Stupid, brain damage, all that fun stuff. No, I think for me, I want to be. I think jiu-jitsu should be about self-defense, and I think that a lot of the community is too caught up in the sport world and not focusing on self-defense. And I think you kind of have to know how to throw a punch if you're talking self-defense, because even if you don't know how to throw a punch, know how to evade, block, change your level, and get the fight to a place you want to get it to. And that's not focused on in most jiu-jitsu. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I 100% agree with you because like I don't compete that much, but at the end of the day, learning how, like, people have so much anxiety nowadays, and learning how to move through the street and build that confidence in yourself, saying, okay, if someone attacks me, I know how to protect myself. I know how to get away. I know how to create distance. I know how to close distance. I know how to safely get myself to a position to where I can protect myself, call for help, get away, or like whatever I need to do, because like people got people waiting for them to get home, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
And, like super like hyper fixating on sport is kind of making people forget that the women in here are here so they feel safe walking to their car at night. Yeah. No,
agreed. And you know, I think also what perpetuates that though is that jiu-jitsu in itself, I want to say it's the lazy man sport. And I say that being lazy myself. Like I said, I'm a lazy fucker. Like I'm just gonna say that. Because go ahead.
You see me laid around like Snorlax.
You do. Like fucking whatever. No, it's awesome. I think the lazy factor is honestly kind of what pushed me to here, because like I said, I was doing Muay Thai, but I hurt my ankle and I couldn't really kick and move around with my ankle jacked up, but I could still roll. And so that's how I kind of just ended up in jiu-jitsu. Plus my last name is Matlock, and then it was like I kind of like, all right, well, I guess it has to be my sport because I'm kind of born for it now. But
I thought that shit was fake for so long. I was like, his name's not Matlock.
It is, bro. I can show you my ID right here, now.
You don't even have to show me. I asked everyone, and they're like, "Yep." Everyone was like, "Yeah, his name's Matlock." I'm like, "That's the luckiest dude."
Yeah, the jiu-jitsu. So you know, I feel like I waited a long time to start jiu-jitsu. I first found it, I want to say in like 2007, like in college. 2007. Now I don't remember anything from these training sessions whatsoever, because essentially it was 5-6 guys just wrestling in a basement, if that makes sense.
Are these the same dudes for like that brought it to you in 2020?
No. I kind of like found it in a whole nother way in 2020.
Okay.
And actually in 2020, how I found it was my boy, one of the guys that came over to spar with me, was like, hey, if you wanted to learn some, like, because I was like, yeah, I need to learn how to fight. I think I'm going to learn some mixed martial arts. He's like, well, if you're going to do that, you should really learn jiu-jitsu. I was like, yeah, but like everything's shut down. He's like, yeah, but there's Gracie University online. I know that is like, a lot of people are like, jiu-jitsu online. But I'm going to say from my perspective, it was kind of perfect to get me started. Like it was to get me started, someone who had no idea what they're doing and wanted to eliminate the excuses, because we're talking middle of pandemic, so nothing is open, everything's shut down. We're talking, you know, we need this 6 feet of separation.
Yeah.
How am I going to do jiu-jitsu if a gym is not open and I can't get there? Well, I can move my little brother in with me, who doesn't have a house right now, and I can sign up for Grace University online, and we try to dissect this and figure it out ourselves.
Okay. Does your brother still train?
You know, he's excuses. I want to, but I'm busy. You know.
Okay.
And it's tough. Like I love him to death, and I respect him, and I know what he's going through because I've gone through it. I'm going through it now. But also, as someone who's eliminated all excuses for jiu-jitsu, it's hard. It's hard to like hear your little brother give you the excuse, and you're like, nah, bro, nah.
Yeah, people come to everything at their own time, you know.
Yeah.
You know, like even if you don't do jiu-jitsu, do something.
Something.
Like whether it's boxing, you play basketball with your friends, get outside.
Yeah.
Inside is a depressing place if you're there for
Even if you got a PlayStation, it's depressing, man. Like I got locked in a Fortnite loop recently.
My girl hates my PlayStation. Shout out to my PlayStation Tamari. I named it out of spite.
Why does she hate it?
Oh, because she's addicted to her phone.
Okay.
But like you put that Star Wars game in front of me or God of War in front of me, I'm immersed in it.
Okay.
Like I'm playing the game. I am Kratos. I'm taking them losses personally.
You're living out your fantasies in that.
Yeah.
Okay. I've actually have you played Fallen Order? Is it Jedi Fallen Order? Is that the most recent one? There's Fallen Order 2 or something like that?
Bro, I'll just running it upstairs when you texted me.
Okay. I have yet to beat the first one. I own it, but I haven't beat. Man, this is what I mean. Eliminating all excuses. For me, jiu-jitsu becomes before everything. So I don't even play video games. I will study. I will turn on YouTube and like look for tutorials on how to do something. Or I have this whole library.
Huge honor for me.
BJJ Fanatics that I'll pull up. You know, I'll log on, pull up, and I'll go through that. And I'll kind of say that instead of going to, you know, play video games.
Bro, so I trained at Legion for a while, right?
Okay.
They have their X thing. Before I got to see that, I was convinced that watching jiu-jitsu online wouldn't like work for me.
Okay.
After like seeing how like to implement like what you see online and how to train it and like how to implement it in your game, life-changing, bro.
So Legion has a thing you can sign up for?
Yeah, so I think if you're like a member there,
okay,
they like you could sign up and you automatically have access to their entire like catalog, their entire database.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
And it's like Keenan walking you through everything.
Okay.
And I used to like have to miss a lot because that was around COVID. Like that was like right after COVID, so I'd miss a lot.
Okay. And
then I started just jumping on. And then like it just felt like I was never missing class.
Yeah, that's actually really cool. You know, that's kind of what I was trying to do when I haven't done it this competition, but last competition. Remember, I was recording everything and I was putting it online. And I was like, hey, if you guys want to check it out, you know, I'm trying to put up what professor was teaching class, and then trying to put up you guys' roles so you guys go back and look and see what you're doing. It's kind of what I was trying to do, just also because like it helps me too, because I can't tell you how many times professor teaches something I'm like, what? And then next time I try to do it again, and then it's like half. I got one step. All right, well, whatever. I give up.
Oh, bro, nah, man. Like that's all. Like in jiu-jitsu, you're learning the same. What would you say? 10 weeks of curriculum. It refreshes every 10 weeks.
Yeah.
You're learning the same 10 weeks. But the thing is they don't expect you to see it the first time and remember it. A lot of times people don't remember it until like the fourth time around. They're like, oh, wait a minute. We did do this. And that's when it starts clicking in your head. But
where are you at right now? Do you think, because I feel like I catch myself zoning out sometimes, like I was zoned out. Actually, I'll be real. I was zoned out all 3 or 4 demonstrations. And I'm like, yo, what are we doing? And someone will like half-ass tell me. And I'm like, okay. And they're like, do you want to go first? I'm like, yeah. And then I'll figure it out like in one like movement.
Yeah. So I'm at the point where like I understand my body mechanics really well.
Okay.
So I'm at the point where like I know I've seen most of these things at some point in my jiu-jitsu like journey.
Yeah.
And when he starts showing it, I automatically start thinking of the little tweak I learned the last time to make it easier for my body type.
Okay.
And then I'm looking for his hand placement. So I'm pretty aware of what's going on. But if it's something that I deem like, or I shouldn't even say I deem, or if it's something that I'm like, is super like basic, like I know how to do it, like a Kimura, I kind of zone out. I zone out.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. I do that too. I think, what was it the other day? We were doing, I forgot what it was. It was triangles from open guard.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you know, and I was just like, okay, I guess I'll do my other side just because I'm bored. And so I did it the whole time, my other side. And it was just like, oh, okay.
Buddy,
all right, well.
Buddy was like, oh, Matlock's crazy. He's doing both sides.
I do both sides when I get bored because it's just like, this is too easy for me. And like, I want to get something out of it. So I figure, why not try the other side?
Yeah, you have to. Because if you only work one side, bro, and like someone figures that out mid-match because you go for your takedown on the right side. And then you get them down and then you're like, oh, I'm on the left side. I need to get to the right side of half. Like, they're going to figure that out. And it's going to cause a problem for you.
Yeah. Are you speaking about competition or like roles?
Roles, competition, self-defense, and life. Like you can't, like you said, you can't create a pattern.
Yeah. Okay.
As soon as you create that pattern and they're able to catch it, it's done. It's over.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's why I always say like in like MMA or boxing, like they're downloading like the first few rounds. Like, oh, he's a slower starter. He's downloading. He's trying to pick up the patterns based upon what he's doing.
Yeah.
You watch MMA, boxing?
I watch MMA. I watch boxing. I'm super excited because Volk was robbed.
Oh, bro!
Volk was robbed, and he's about to get it back.
Oh, I know. Okay, so I rewatched the fight. All right, let me preface this. I half-assed rewatched the fight. And I wish I would have wrote down what I scored it the first time because I think I scored it 3-2. First 2 rounds being Islam, last 3 being Volk. And I think that's what it was coming out because I was watching I watched the first 2 fights, first 2 rounds, and then I got lost in cardio on the end of it. And then, so very long story short, so I feel like the first 2 rounds for sure went to Makhachev.
Oh, no, hands down. I'll give you that, hands down.
But those last 3, and we talk about ground time and control. What do you think about Islam having control of Volk's back and just what Volk was doing? Because I feel like that wasn't control. I feel like that was just like he was just stalling.
That's why I'm like, that's why I say Volk was robbed because he was stalling. He didn't have both hooks in. He's still taking punches and he's still like turning into him, like Volk's turning into him.
Yeah.
But like, I understand takedowns are like an important part of MMA. But they have to do something about because a lot of people get robbed because it's like, oh, he took him down. But when he's down,
what did you do with it?
That's what I'm saying. Like if you guys just like laid there and cuddled with each other for 20 minutes, he didn't do anything.
Yeah, I agree with that. And now if you're progressing forward, if you're trying submission attempts, whatever the case is, then I feel like you're doing something. And I think, we both agree that
it's boring.
Islam was just stalling, trying to control and win by ground control. Yeah. And that's fine. Like, I'm not getting paid, and who am I to judge? I do jiu-jitsu for the fun on the weekends, bro.
I'll say this much. I ain't taking a couple. Like, Islam took more jabs from Volk than I'm willing to take, for sure.
For sure. Yes, 100%. So, did you hear about the Kamaru Usman and how he's going to Khamzat?
Yes.
All right, what's your thoughts on that?
So
this is UFC 294. If we haven't said it, 294, October 21st. You guys should check it out. It's gonna be pretty solid because there's a lot of good matches.
A lot of people say he's boring, but I'm a huge. I love Kamaru Usman.
Okay.
I started off as a hater at first. I was like, he's so boring to watch, but as you get into just the way he fought people and like how he progressed, because at first he was just a wrestler. Everyone was like, "Oh, he's just a wrestler. He's not gonna knock you out."
Yeah.
Then he stopped taking people down, and everyone's like, "Oh, well, he got lucky that one."
Yeah.
And he got lucky 5 fights straight.
He got 5 times in a row. Is that what happened?
Well, I don't know what his defense record was, but it got to a point where he was winning so much, and I was like, "No, man, it's time to give him his credit." And then I cannot stand Jorge Masvidal. Bro. And when he knocked the sweat off dude and put him to sleep and the lights were flashing everywhere, bro, I was a fan.
Yeah.
I was a fan forever.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I got into UFC the same time I got into martial arts. It was kind of as a whole byproduct. And so 2020, 2021 is about when I think I saw the second Jorge Usman match. I think I saw that one. I didn't see the first one. I had to go back and watch the first one.
Yeah.
But what I like the most, especially as someone who has bad knees, I like I got really bad knees. If no one knows, or I got bad knees, they gonna buckle. But,
hey, anyone from A side, take note.
Y'all got to work hard. Y'all got to figure out my weaknesses. But no, I got bad knees. So with the bad knees, it's nice to see like someone like progress and like excel when he's supposed to have like bad knees and take people down. That's why I'm like, I'm not shying away from takedowns. Mark can do it, I'll do it.
I'm gonna wait for people to pull guard, or I'm gonna pull guard myself, but dropping my knee to the mat is not fun for me.
Nah, I don't blame you, man.
So you said 2020 you got into MMA, right?
Yeah.
Who was it? Was it Usman, or was it like, because everyone has that fight or that fighter that just kind of, you're like, yeah, I'm gonna watch this.
I feel like it was probably Israel Adesanya, not to be like whatever. What I ended up doing was, at the time, and actually this is going to be on another podcast, I have a podcast called Born a Legend, where that's all I do is talk about fights and boxing and shit like that. But what was I going to say? Oh, Izzy, he I think, was it Paulo Costa? I think I saw the Paulo Costa fight. And they kept talking about what he did Yoel Romero. Man, I cannot speak. Romero.
Yoel Romero.
Yes, yeah. Yoel Romero. And so I had to go back and watch that fight, but I saw what he did to Costa, and I was like, Izzy's kind of skinny. He's like, Costa looks like he's Brazilian Superman. He is just like, I'm not gay, but damn, Costa's a hell of a good-looking man,
bro. My girl, like, if he was in the same mall as me and they're like, Paulo Costa's over there, I'm like, girl, let's go this way. Come on, you don't want to see what's over there.
You don't need to see it. He's up there with like Michael B. Jordan. You don't want your girl around him at all. So
nah.
I feel like that was the fight that I was like, okay, I'm in. Izzy's the guy, and just went back and watched a lot of his old fights, and then. Excuse me. I think the next biggest thing that I really got into was Dustin Poirier. Dustin Poirier was another big fighter I got into, and I think it was just because I really didn't like Conor McGregor. And I know people are like, why you don't like Conor McGregor? Probably because he talks a lot of shit. That's pretty much what it is. I'm very big. Look, if you can talk shit and back it up, that's great. But I'm very old school in the way of like, you can be good, but you don't have to be a dick about it. You don't have to flaunt it. You don't have to put your ego into it.
I liked McGregor. It's like, I like the shit talking that he did whenever it was like, who is that guy? Or like, I don't have to apologize. Like, that was cool. After he got all the money and it was like red panty night, it got corny to me.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm still a McGregor fan. I'm still gonna kind of like root for him because that's who it was for me. It was McGregor, and the end of Silva's like reign. So those who it was for me, and like now just to see both of my like the people that I was like, yo, they're amazing. Just down bad, it sucks.
No, okay. I have a question I want to ask you about fights. I do want to say something about McGregor. I do want to state, while I'm not a fan of him specifically, I am a fan of him as a martial artist. Like, his striking, what he's able to do, phenomenal. And in his prime, there's not too many people that could get with him. And I stand by that as saying, hey, I don't really like him and I want to see him lose. Like, you know what I mean? So I could say I don't like someone and still give them their flowers too. But what is probably your favorite fight? You're talking about Silva and McGregor. Do you have a favorite fight that stands out to you that really like said, oh my God, this is...
So the fight that stands out to me the most, like throughout like all of watching UFC and MMA, it's not even those two. I just love their style.
Copy.
When John Jones choked out Lyoto Machida standing up.
Okay.
I was like, that is some domination, bro. Like, that's just pure domination.
I haven't seen it.
You got to look up that fight, bro, because Lyoto Machida had like a weird stance. He had an amazing distance control, and people looked at him like he was probably going to be the GOAT of that division.
Okay.
And I think John Jones walked him down in 2 rounds, got him up against the cage, got him in a high guillotine. He went limp, and before the ref stopped it, John Jones dropped him to the floor, walked away.
Wow. Okay. In 2 rounds?
Yeah, like 2.
Wow.
Like, very early in the fight, bro.
Because I was going to say, that sounds kind of like, I mean, don't get me wrong, Sean Strickland did not choke out Izzy, but he walked him down for 5 rounds. And, like, to see that happen, like, it kind of broke. My heart is broken in general just because the 3 kings of Africa are no longer kings. And that breaks my heart in general. But
yeah. But with Izzy, I can't say anything because overall I still think Izzy's a better fighter than Strickland.
I think so too.
But 4 fights in 14 months, 4 training camps, 4 he had no time to heal his body. It was coming. Yeah. It was coming. And if it wasn't Strickland, I think it would have been Duplessis.
I'll be honest with you, the way Duplessis won his last, I forgot who he fought his last fight. Whitaker. The way he did Whitaker did make me go, shit, can he get Izzy? Like, they definitely made me question it. Bro. Made me question it. So I would like to see what happened with that. What do you think about Sean Strickland being a fucking champion?
Honestly, so I think he's the champion the UFC needs because the UFC was losing popularity. Mm-hmm. Sean Strickland is that true-blooded American. I don't care what you got to say. I like my guns. And
he's a wild man. He says some crazy stuff. But I'll say this, and I'll say this again. I think while he does say crazy things, and some of the things are outlandish, I'm not the type to throw the baby out with the bathwater, if that makes sense. I try to look past what are you saying? What's the intention behind it? Because I'm a person who says a lot of outlandish shit and I'm taking the wrong way. Yeah. I'm like, hold on. No, from this perspective, this is the right way to look at it. And so, I'm fucking shit up. I feel like Sean Strickland is kind of in the same way, kind of like that.
Yeah, people are offended by things he says. I don't think he's malicious about it. Like he's being himself. Yeah, and you can't fault somebody for that. Yeah, and that's why I love martial arts because to progress in it, you have to be so comfortable with yourself, your flaws, what you're good at. You don't have time to worry about what other people think about you, especially if you want to get good. So all these people are just walking around being them like unapologetically themselves. Yeah. And that's why I kind of surround myself in this community.
That's real talk, man. I think, I never thought of it like that. I think maybe that's why I like this community too, is because, and also there's no room for bullshit. Like out there in this fucking world, everyone has this fucking mask on, and it's like bullshit this, bullshit that, and, like me for this, help me out with this. Like, yo, it's not about that.
Yeah, bro. It's like, truthfully, I think if I didn't get into jiu-jitsu and martial arts, I would have never developed the mindset I have, because now I know the second you start giving yourself excuses, you're giving yourself a reason to doubt yourself. Mm-hmm. And if you're mid-roll and shit gets kind of bad or things get kind of not going your way and you start making that first excuse in your head instead of times got tough, how do I get out of this? You're done. No. It's over.
And that's a great mentality. I imagine you take that in competition, right?
Yeah, when I compete, I do. Okay. I'm not because I played football, I approach competing a different way.
Okay. How so? If you don't mind asking.
I think we talked about this, bro.
I know.
I'm the dude who. Like,
I know, but this is the podcast, man.
I'll like search my opponent up on Instagram if they have anything of them rolling.
Okay.
I'll watch it. I'll judge how fast I think they are. If they're like posting about like stuff at work that makes them angry, I'm gonna bring it up at the tournament.
Okay.
I'm gonna bring it up in the tournament.
Savage. It's funny you say that. So I got a competition this weekend. Not next week, 21st, same day as 291.
San Diego, right?
San Diego, right? JJ World League, number 1, first place, 195. Let's get it.
Let's go.
But I'm going against an opponent who beat me last time. And it's funny. I studied like I was watching these matches last time. And I told him, I was like, man, you don't get me up at night. And he actually did. Like, it was because, like we said, on the mats, real recognize real. And I can recognize when I'm watching them roll, when they're calm, collected, and poised. And we're at the same level. And I've been in enough competitions now where I see where guys are just coming out full speed. Oh, you're just scared. You're going to gas out. That's fine. I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about the guy who's like, that's cool. What are you going to do? Oh, you're gonna try to take me down? That's cool. I'll pull guard. Oh, you're gonna try to pull guard? That's cool. I'll just take you down first. Like, those are and I can feel that fucking energy from them,
bro. And it's like controlling that energy, that adrenaline dump in tournaments is so important. Yeah, and like consistently, like if you're gonna compete, you have to consistently compete because you'll never learn how to control it. And you can be the best dude in the bracket. It doesn't matter if you burn out in the first 2 fights. It doesn't matter. So I completely agree with you. Whenever I see someone who's just calm, collected, then you watch them go and they're methodical. They're not really too worried about what you're trying to do. That's usually the person that I'm
like, look, I got my work cut out for me today.
Where'd you guys find this one, bro?
Like, can we get the guys who have been working their 9 to 5s all week and they're coming out here and haven't been training like I have? Like, I'm trying to win easy, bro.
I'm just trying to win. I'm just trying to win, bro, because I know for a fact that like getting second place feels good. Getting first place, you walk with a completely different swagger for like until you get to the next conditioning class, and you know how that goes.
So do you save your medals? Oh no, I was going to ask you. You're talking about. Sorry, I want to go back here. You're talking about adrenaline dump, anxiety, and competition. So what I want to ask you is, do you have any tips or anything that you do specifically to try and manage that?
Honestly, so whenever I'm feeling like anxious during tournaments, it's my headphones are a staple. I'm listening to a playlist of music that I like at the tempo that I want to listen to. I'm blocking out the world and just kind of reassuring myself in your head, like, I trained for this. I've been in the gym for this. Because that's really all you can do. That's really all you can do. And the last thing I'll say, if you're not used to performing in front of crowds, when you get on the mat, do not look at them. I see it all the time, like in kids, even adults. Like they'll like run out and then they'll hear their girlfriend and then they'll turn and then they don't see their girlfriend. They just see a sea of people. And they're like, oh my God, what am I doing?
That's funny, bro. That's funny you say that. I've never once looked at the crowds. Like, just instinctually, I was like, I need to be here on the mats. It's funny you say that.
Don't do it, bro. Because it like you said, you need to be here on the mat. As soon as your eyes or your focus are somewhere else, it's done. It's done. Because even I think the first match in my last tournament in like July 1st. That's what happened to my first opponent. Like, I can tell he's seen me and we were about the same weight, but the height difference was drastic. Yeah. And he seen me and he was like, I seen it in his eyes. Like, why? And then like he turns around, he starts talking to the crowd and his eyes start just getting like wide and he's like darting around and looking at everything. And then I like right then and there, I knew that I had him. Because I wasn't worried about that. So yeah, don't look at the crowd.
Don't look at the crowd, everybody. No, I do. I try to do breath exercises. I try to like really stay in control of my breath. One of the big things that really I think pushed my jiu-jitsu career forward is Hicks and Gracie's book, Breathe. Have you ever read that?
No.
Okay. It's a great book. As a martial artist, I just say even just like as a martial artist, and it's like anyone who's just kind of lost in the world as a man should probably just read the book. It's a really solid book. Not to push that on you.
No.
But so listening to that book and his struggles and what he went through to try and get into jiu-jitsu and just connecting breath to everything. It's like you gotta breathe, and even when it's uncomfortable, breathing. And so I started doing like Wim Hof. I got the Boss Rudin little breath thing.
I did see you use that the other day.
So I do a lot of that to try and like in general help with my conditioning, but then when I'm stressed out or anxious, I'm able to use that and channel that, and it kind of just brings me back to a center. So
okay. And honestly, that is 100% facts. Like if you do yoga, like whatever breath work they do in there, I haven't practiced it, but yeah, learn how to breathe, because side control when you know how to breathe versus side control when you don't know how to breathe are completely different. One's manageable and one feels like you're drowning.
Yes.
You know? So 100%. That's 100% a good one.
So you're not competing again until after 2023, right? Like January? Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
I think this is my last competition. I've been wanting to take a break for a while. I think this is my last one, and I'll compete again after I get promoted. If I get promoted purple belt, whatever that is, I'll compete after that. And I think I'm gonna take a good 6 months into purple belt to really like settle in. And because what I wanted to do was really like you were talking about going like the details and stuff earlier. I want to go back and really dive in and make sure I have all my details down, because I know I skipped some steps. Like I know jumping around and learning from multiple people, I've skipped a couple of steps, and I want to dial that in. So.
Yeah, so we have similar backgrounds, and like I've been to some schools, bro.
Okay.
Like I have a list of schools that I've been to.
Where have you trained at?
I've trained in Mexico at Intram.
Okay.
I trained in Vegas at I trained in Gracie, San Diego, and then I trained at Cobrinha South.
Kumaita, San Diego? Under Hoyler?
No.
Okay.
Professor Ale in like Claremont area in San Diego.
Oh, but it's Gracie Kumaita Claremont, not the...
No, it's Gracie Baja.
Oh, it's Gracie Baja. Okay,
yeah.
Copy.
I've trained at a few 10th Planet locations. I trained at Legion. My favorite training partner, Sloan Climber, used to beat the...
He's at Legion?
Yeah, he's at Legion, but we used to like roll a bit. He made me feel like I was a baby.
Legion headquarters in San Diego? That's where you're at? Okay.
Yeah.
Copy.
But it's like a puzzle, man, and you just have to find gyms that complement what you already know.
Okay.
And like the fine details, you're gonna naturally learn them by like interacting with different people. Like Will taught me something the other day that I never really thought of.
Really?
We were kind of working on like sweeps, and the specific sweep we were doing was like more of like a scissor motion, and I've always just kind of relied on the like just the power of my legs.
Okay.
And Will, those things that you used to stand on when you were a kid and it just made your hips like swing back and forth?
Yes.
Will's like, oh, it's like one of those things.
Okay.
He's like, you got to just move your hips like one of those things. And then I like paused, and then I was like, I like tried it.
So you like kicked and moved your hips at the same time?
Like I put my hips into it.
Okay.
And like never really thinking, because I never had to.
Yeah.
But the difference between throw before and after, drastic.
Okay.
Like the first one, he was like, oh, okay, let's do the next one. The second one, he's like, hey, bro, don't do that to me.
That's funny. Will's a good guy. Man, I really, really like, I don't want to pick favorites at the gym, but Will's probably one of my favorite people. Because he's so real. He's real.
I look for people. So there's two. I realize I'm a big dude, so I don't push myself to roll with anyone. If someone's like, I don't want to roll with you because of an injury or whatever, I'm accepting of that. I mainly look for the energy people bring to the gym, and everyone at A-Side has like such a great energy about them. Like,
yes.
Like I've never like came in and been like, oh, they're in a bad mood today. Like everyone knows how to check it at the door.
Sometimes people be like, "You okay with me though?" Because I get quiet. I get real quiet.
Yeah, nah, bro. Like I've never like felt your energy and been like, oh, okay, well, let me get away from him. But with Will, I definitely like enjoy seeing when Will's training. I feel so bad because I don't call her by name because is it Serena?
Serena? Yeah, Serena.
Okay. I one time I called her Sabrina.
And
she was like, that's not my name. And I was like, I'm so sorry. And then I forgot again. And ever since then, I'm just like, hey, what's up? Because I don't want her to beat me up.
Well, Serena, I'm going to apologize for DJ here. I'm pretty sure he's sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry, dude. You know, hey, don't bolo me into a heel hook or nothing like that. She's
a little savage, bro. She's so good, whether she realizes it or not. Like, and I'm not even trying to gas anybody out. Like, if it's one thing about me is I don't give flowers unless I truly believe it. I'm not gonna bullshit anybody. That's not who I am.
You know what's funny, bro? So whenever I'm stuck in a move, if I don't ask Professor, no matter the belt rank, I'll always watch the girls more than I watch the guys.
Why?
Because dudes, we've always been taught to rely on our strength and our athleticism. We've always been taught, oh, you're so strong. Yeah. Oh, you're so in our head, that's always the answer. At some level, that is the answer. Women are way more technical than us.
Okay.
Like just they pay attention to the fine details, and it's the way that their brain works over ours. Like they see like where you're like, oh, he's grabbing his hand. She's like, oh no, he's grabbing his hand at the joint where it's flexing.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So that's it. Like, I feel like they pick up the little details faster than us.
Okay.
And then like watching like how they do things, their sweeps always look more crisp than us. You can always tell like that dude just powered him over. Whereas like girls, like you see it in like it floats.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. It's a hard thing for me too, especially like, and I'm sure you run into this, and I'm not even I'm trying to make sure it's still recording.
No.
We're at like 48 minutes. I just want to make sure it's still like going. Not to like I hate even having to put this on there, but I feel like there's so much ego and shit in jiu-jitsu. It's like, I'm a strong guy. You're a strong guy. And so naturally, anytime I go against anyone, I have to dial back. Like, you're one of the very few people I don't have to dial back on. Will, I don't have to dial back on. Oh, yeah. But like there's other people like in the gym and other gyms, I don't want to really like put anyone on blast or anything. It's like I have to dial back every time. So it's like, what is too much? Like, how much strength is too much strength?
Well, bro, I don't think that's a fair, like, I've always hated oh, you're so strong. I'm like, bro, that's like me complaining that you're faster than me. Like, dog, like everyone has their strengths and weaknesses. It's up to you to how you use them.
Yeah.
Is there like if I grab like somebody and just use all my strength, like in like something that's not even a jiu-jitsu movement, then I can understand the complaint.
Yeah.
But if you're complaining that I'm using the form and adding strength to help me get that extra oomph, I don't know what you're talking about, bro. Because if you were able to cartwheel over me and get to my back,
you would do it.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, you're just so fast. You'd be like, you're damn right I am, dude. So I don't like. I'm like,
okay. Maybe I'll feel a little bit better about it. We're back from the camera break. So where we fell off, I'm not 100% sure. But we were talking about just rolling with people and just the cool vibes, energy. And,
yes.
You know, I guess doing jiu-jitsu, strength. We're talking about strength. That's what we're talking about. Strength.
Yeah.
Trying to overcome that battle of how much is too strength comparative to whatever they say, technique.
Yeah. If they're trying to use the technique and you see them getting grips and then like if they skip a step and it still works and it's because they're strong, that's just an advantage they have over you, bro.
Yeah.
Like, it is what it is.
Yeah. So I try not to use strength, but you train how you, whatever they say. You
compete how you train, and if you don't like the people who are like, oh, I'm taking it easy on this guy because ask him how many tournaments they won.
Yeah.
It's like,
Speaking of tournaments, yeah, I want to see. I want to get into a tournament that is a little probably controversy, and I want you and I to do it. And we're not gonna talk about it right now, but it's in Vegas. We're gonna have to go to Vegas, bro. We're gonna have to go to Vegas
next summer.
Yeah, we can do it next summer. We can do
which
it.
Which one are you talking about? All right, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it after.
It's a fun one. But anyways,
I know which one you're talking about. I've done it.
Okay.
I know which one you're talking about. I've done it. We'll do that.
Yeah. So what are some of your let's let that set up real quick, and then we'll wrap up here. Yeah. Let me ask you. Okay. So we've been talking about fighting. We're talking about competition. Talked about self-defense. Do you remember your first fight?
Yeah.
Okay.
I do.
Was it win, lose, or draw?
My first fight, I'm not gonna lie, I lost. I was a mama's boy.
Let's okay, first off, you had brothers, so you probably had fights before. I'm talking like street fight, high school, elementary, wherever, like street, whatever happened.
So yeah, I was in like second grade, but I've always been bigger than everyone in my class.
Okay.
These fifth graders started picking on me, and they were like kind of the same size as me. And my aunt pretty much was like, "You better stand up for yourself. Like we're Jones, we're Weeks, we don't do that."
Okay.
So the next day, my aunt gassed me up, and I'm like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go stand up for myself." And I walked up to this dude, and he said like same thing. He started picking on me. And I pushed him. I was like, "You're not gonna treat me any old way." And he punched me in the jaw, and that was it. You
were done. You gave up. Oh shit.
Yeah. Well, nah. Like, I was out. Yeah. Shit. I was out, bro. Damn. But I was like a second grader. That was the first time I got punched. And like, I have people that I call my brothers, but we're not blood brothers. Like, we're just extremely close from sports. Living across the street from each other. But yeah, man, that was my first fight. And then a couple weeks later, my aunt was like, "I don't care if he beat you. Like, we're Jones. We don't do that." Okay. And pretty much, I had it out with this dude until I finally beat him. And then,
so you just kept going back and fighting the dude?
Yeah. Damn. For like 3 weeks.
That sucks because I kind of have a similar story. Not 3 weeks, but I had a dude, like one of my first fights, I had to fight the guy again twice, which seems to be the story of my fucking life. Michael Ross. What's up?
I like it. I like it though.
No, but in all seriousness, I think like it was, oh man, it had to have been second or third grade. Had to have been there. Okay. And I grew up, I was in Compton. So I was living in Compton at the time, and neighborhood kids, parents are gone. We're there. We're outside of my house, and I don't remember this kid's name, but I just remember he was like talking crap or whatever. I was like, whatever. Way I was raised, it wasn't my aunt, but it was like my dad. He grew up in like South and Central LA, and he was bullied, had gangs and shit and all that stuff. He was like, "Hey, don't ever let anybody punk you. Like, always stand up for yourself." Like, kind of same thing. Yeah. So whatever happened, we ended up fighting, and I won. I don't know what happened. I can't tell you what happened, but I know like I was on top, I was punching. They broke us up. I won. Cool. I'm good. I ain't gotta fight this dude no more. I don't know if it was a week later or the next day. I don't know what day it was, but he was like, "Bro, I want to fight." And I'm like, "Bro, I already won, man. I want to fight again. So, bro, tell me why I ran in my house. Go in the bathroom and lock the door. And you know the doors to the bathroom do not lock. You take a butter knife, you just... Yep. bro, and so so these motherfuckers not only, and mind you, the whole neighborhood is there. It's not like the parents are gone. It's like this is just fucking village kids. The neighborhood's there. The neighborhood, they're unlocking the door because they want to see a fight. And so I'm hearing the door unlock. I'm like, fuck. All right, I'm gonna put down my pants and act like I'm taking this shit. Bro, this man put hands on me while I was sitting on the toilet, bro.
Oh, nah, bro. Oh, no.
Yeah. So
that's disrespectful.
That was disrespectful. That was one of my first fights. And, it was kind of traumatizing. Like, I never wanted to fight again. I always had I got over because I was always kind of a bigger kid too. And I think what I've realized I've gotten older is that term real recognize real is a real phrase. Whether you realize internally or not, when you're in the room with a real killer, you know you're in the room with a real killer or a real thug, you know, dude who's about that life. You can tell. It's the way they talk, the way they carry themselves. Me, I'm chaos. My energy's so crazy. You don't know what you can get from me. So unless you're about that life, you're not really gonna step to me on a psychological level, if that makes sense. And when I was younger, I played that to my advantage and always be like, well, let's go, like crazy energy. But as I got older, I realized it was just a facade. So hence why I had to learn how to fight and figure all that out, you know?
Yeah. So it's crazy because I don't know if you feel like this, but I feel like the amount of little dudes that have heart compared to the amount of big dudes that have heart is drastically skewed.
Yeah.
But that's what my family did. Like with my aunt, when she was like, I don't care that he beat you, go back. For 3 weeks, bro, I was gonna get him.
Yeah.
I was gonna get him. And that was just kind of the beginning of it. Because I got like, bro, you can get me once, I'll be back. Like the dude, I don't even remember his name. Bro, I was so embarrassed my last tournament. I was up 19, bro, and he kind of aggravated that old my old foot injury.
Yeah.
And he got it. He won. I don't know how he did after, but if I ever see you again, buddy, you're fucked.
Okay.
You're done.
All right. Well, I guess I gotta see my rival October 21st. So let's do it.
We'll be there.
We're gonna be there. We're gonna get it in. Let's go ahead and wrap this up. Do you have any goals for yourself for the end of the year as far as jiu-jitsu goes, or any personal goals?
I haven't gotten a promotion in like a year. I'm hoping I get one before the end of the year.
Okay.
But I've been like this summer. I was hitting hot and cold.
Okay.
So it'll happen when it happens. But overall, like I'm starting to get back into it, and I want to start like actual doing the camp and like getting into shape and dropping into a more comfortable competing weight. And then I'm gonna compete again next year.
Let's do it, because next year I'll do it with you, because I want to get down to I'm getting to 195 for this one. I'll get to like 180, 182.
Okay.
So I got a little bit more to go.
My end goal on my weight journey is 250.
Okay, you can get there, bro. Where you at? You don't ask where you at now.
I'm like 300.
Oh, that's easy, bro. 50 is easy.
Yeah, it's not hard, bro. I just know like I'm comfortable now. I come home to my lady, whom I love.
That's the hard part, right?
Yeah, and we're comfortable, all cuddled up. She's like, "You want some ice cream?" I don't want ice cream, but some pie sounds good. And we got to stop that.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Okay.
And yeah, she doesn't. I don't know why my bottle did that.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Yeah, but she doesn't train, so she doesn't get it.
Okay.
So yeah, but what about you? Other than winning that tournament this weekend,
yeah, we're gonna win that tournament.
That's going down.
I think the biggest thing I want to do is really get my YouTube off the channel, like my YouTube channel off the ground, and keep going. I got videos stockpiled of videos that I've edited, just haven't released anything. A lot of it's just been, I would say a lot of it has been part of that old thing of like, it's an artist curse, you know what I mean? It's not good, no. But a real big part of it's just like, I know it's some of it's good enough, but I know some of it needs just a little bit more, and I need like either a camera person or like one other element, or I need like a solid person that I don't have to train while I'm trying to do the move. Because right now I'm working with my girl, and so I got to train her on what I need her to do in order to even demonstrate the move. And it's a lot of mental energy being producer, writer, editor, technically actor, and coach all at the same time. It's just a lot.
Yeah, that's
so.
Yeah.
I think that's my biggest goal, is get that running, get that up, and So this is kind of started, I guess, like Jiu-Jitsu Academia. Here we go.
With it. That's lit.
All right, with that, we're gonna sign off. If you guys like this, please subscribe, share, all the fun stuff. We will appreciate the love. This is DJ. I'm JaySin, and we out.
Yes, sir.